Hello bitches, hi guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be reviewing The Nun, which has been one of my most anticipated films that I've been wanting to watch in 2018. So if you aren't familiar with The Nun, it's part of the Conjuring Universe, which comprises at the moment of like 5 films, it's The Nun included. And I am a huge fan of the entire Conjuring Universe. I think I've loved every single movie except for Annabelle. Annabelle was like okay. Okay, real talk. Okay, so I loved The Conjuring and I loved The Conjuring. I loved The Conjuring 2. Like The Conjuring 2 is literally my favorite movie. Annabelle was okay. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good. It was a bit it was a bit not as good. Annabelle Creation, I absolutely loved Annabelle Creation. And then we come to The Nun. And to be honest, I actually really enjoyed The Nun. I know that there's been a lot of mixed to negative reviews for it, and I was just like, why? Like, okay. So, I will be the first to admit that there were some cringy moments in the film. I will be the first to admit that, okay? I will be the first one to admit that, because yes, there were some cringy moments, and I was like, really? But like, that, aside from that, that was only like minor things that I can just gloss over. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, so I loved The Conjuring 2, right? And I thought Valak, the nun, the demonic nun, the demonic entity or whatever, is so scary, and it was one of my favorite villains of like all time. Like, Valak, the nun, is iconic, right? So I was so excited for The Nun. I was like, oh my god, like, they're making a movie featured around one of my favorite characters, villains. I'm so excited because, like, it's a nun, and, like, we get to find out the origin story. Like, oh my god, I was so excited. So, okay, the non-spoiler review is, I thought it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. Because I had heard that there were some negative reviews, I kind of went into it being a bit iffy, but I walked out of it, I loved it. So, I know, and I know a lot of critics have said that they have negative things, but like, if you're a huge fan of the Conjuring Universe like I am, you will appreciate this movie for what it is. But it was pretty damn good. Like, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I would literally see it again. So, the whole setting in, like, the nunnery, or, like, in that castle thing, like, was just creepy in itself. And, like, it started off really scary, like the nun's going to unlock this door to, like, and I'm assuming it was to get the blood of Christ, to, like, after the bombs hit, to, like, seal up the gates of hell, whatever. It started off really dark, and, like, then the nun sacrificed herself, and then, like, and the music, I think the music made it more scary than it actually was, because if you'd actually muted the whole, like, if you took the music out of it, I wouldn't have been as scared, I'll be honest, right? But just seeing the nun, oh my god, the Valak is scary. Like, it is terrifying, like, legit. Like, oh my god, I can't. So one of my favorite characters in the film was Sister Irene, because I love her. I love the actress who plays her, and like, her sister in real life is the actress who plays Lorraine Warren in The Conjuring 1 and 2. So like, I was so excited, and like, the resemblance, obviously the sisters, like, they have, the resemblance of siblings, obviously. And, like, there's a theory that it might be a younger, like, Sister Irene is actually a younger Lorraine, which would make so much sense, but I don't think so. It's, like, I don't think it's that plausible. Like, it's a good theory, but, like, realistically, I don't think it could work. I mean, I could be plot twisted, you never know. So, and I loved Father Burke. Father Burke was pretty cool. And, Frenchie was, like, a bit of a cringe, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was okay, like, at the start, and then, like, he had some funny moments, but, like, I think he had the most cringiest, like, lines in the film, like, when he was like, I'm French-Canadian, to the nun, to Valak. I was like, really? Like, that seems so lame. And, like, him kind of jumping in and saving Father Burke from, like, the zombie, I thought was a bit, like, like, really? I was, like, kind of rolled my eyes, like, okay, like, whatever. Like, I couldn't really give a shit about it. Like, those parts were a bit cringy, but, like, once you actually found out who he was, Oh my god, okay. I need to talk, okay. I have to get this off my chest because it's in my head now. The plot twist at the end that ties back to the first Conjuring. Oh my god, I didn't see that coming at all. I could be dumb, I don't know. Obviously, I didn't see any spoilers in the movie for the film, so I had no idea that, and I knew that in true The Conjuring Universe fashion, like, the movies always kind of tie back or, like, come full circle somehow. There's always some tie-in to the other movies, and, like, the ending, because the ending when we found out that Frenchie, Maurice, was actually possessed by Valak, which is why Valak didn't kill him in the castle thing. 20 years later, you find out that Ed and Lorraine Warren actually went to exorcise him, and Valak was the one who gave Lorraine that vision that made her stay locked in her room for like 7 days straight, remember? And then it makes sense why it was haunting her in The Conjuring 2 and why... Oh, it just made sense! Like, I was mind-blown. My best friend that was sitting next to me, like, we both... As soon as it was revealed to be, like, Maurice in, like, the video footage, we were like, holy fucking shit, they just did that. I was blown away. My mind was... Like, it was insane. I couldn't stop thinking about that plot twist. Like, it just... one thing I love in movies or in TV shows is when everything connects and everything just makes sense. And this whole... Because it never really made sense to me, like what her vision was and like why she stayed locked in the room and like why it tied back to Valak. I didn't understand that was kind of the last missing piece to the puzzle, and I was like, holy shit, Maurice was possessed by Valak, and Valak was one who gave her that vision in the first place, which is why it's been haunting her like ever since. And oh my god, it was so good, and oh my god, I cannot rave about... I could be the only one who thought it was mind-blowing, to be honest. But you know what, I don't care. I loved that. I loved that. As for, like, the jump scares, like, you could tell that the jump scares were coming. Like, you could tell they were coming. And I still jumped. But, like, to be honest, I legitimately thought it was a scary movie. Like, only because I think Valak is terrifying. And, like, holy shit, if I ever saw something like that, I would literally shit my pants. I don't know how I felt about Valak actually talking to Maurice, Frenchie. I was like, okay, I didn't hate it. I was just like, oh, okay. I would have preferred it not to be. And, like, I actually like the fact that we actually got to see how they raised Valak, and these stupid idiots keep raising demons from hell. Like, are you fucking stupid? Anyways. It was actually good to see the origin story of how... And it makes sense that Valak poses as a nun to disguise itself in the castle, in the nunnery. Like, it would make sense why it's taken on that form. Which I think is so terrifying, right? And then you also saw the sister from Annabelle Creation, when you know how she made the reference to how she used to work in that nunnery. You saw her as well. She made a cameo appearance, and it was really, really cool. And another... Okay, I'm going back and forth and I apologize, but another reason why even my co-worker thinks that Sister Irene and Lorraine might be connected in some way. Obviously, it might not be a younger version of Lorraine, but they might be connected. Because Sister Irene had visions exactly the same as Lorraine. Like, coincidence? I think not. I don't know. Like, the coincidence seems too big. The connection just seems too big to ignore. Like, I don't know. It just... And the plot twist that, like, the nuns that Sister Irene thought she was seeing in real life was actually, like, visions. And, like, it was good. And the nun's just scary in general. Like, I really was terrified of the nun. Like, oh, so good. So, I can rant for ages because I loved it so much. And I know a lot of people didn't really like it. Like, my friend, me and 3 of my friends went. So, the other 2 of them were like, it could have been better. And I'm like, yeah, it's a horror movie. Everyone's going to be more critical on horror movies because, like, it's always a cliche. Everyone knows what to expect kind of thing. But, like, in my honest opinion, I thought that The Nun was the darkest chapter in the Conjuring universe. Because it was. Like, tea. It was the darkest chapter. Like, I reckon it could have been more scarier, but, like, it was scary already. But overall, I really loved it. So I can't fault it. Like, yeah, there were cringy moments, and it tried to be funny here and there, but it just wasn't. Like, it tried to give those bit of a comedic lines to Frenchie. It didn't really work out. But, yeah, overall, I actually really loved it. It is Adam certified. I'm going to start doing that in my movie reviews now. It's Adam certified. Out of 10, I would probably rate it like an 8, maybe? 7.5, 8, because it was good. So, apparently there is, if The Nun does really, really well, they might do a Nun 2, and James Wan, the original, like, director who, like, did Conjuring 1 and 2, he said that he knows how, if The Nun 2 was to happen, how the story would come full circle for Lorraine, which makes me question, like, how? Like, I already thought it came full circle, like, with the ending of The Nun, but maybe there's another piece of the puzzle that we're not aware of yet, so I'm interested. And then, plus, we're getting an Annabelle 3, and there is a Conjuring, which airs next year, and then there's a Conjuring 3 that's in production and, like, gonna happen, like, eventually. But they said that they want to do the Conjuring 3 right, considering how many people enjoyed 1 and 2, and I agree with that. I'm happy to wait, as long as they don't mess up Conjuring 3, because, like, you've got an amazing story right now, and, like, I could watch Ed and Lorraine solve cases all day, like, I don't care. Alright, if you have seen The Nun, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you haven't seen The Nun yet, then you may have been spoiled if you've made it this far into the video. So let me know your comments and your theories about what's next for the universe, and, like, how this may tie back to Lorraine even more. Let me know all your theories in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys for another video later in the week. Ciao for now, love you guys, bye!